Myself, Nick, and Kyle did our CBL project focusing on the role of the arts in public education, specifically music education, and even more specifically, band. We want to know, is music education important? All three of us are in the band program here, and we love it. But we wanted a little more insight on what goes on behind the scenes, and the kind of effects that music can have on a community and the people of the community. So for 2 days last week, we didn't go to any of our classes, and instead shadowed Mr. White all day. We were band directors. We went with Mr. White each day to both Wake Robin and Belair elementary schools, where he teaches a total of 4 sixth grade classes every day. We observed Mr. White teach and interact with the students, but we also played along with them and did some teaching of our own.
6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your shoulders to move, because that creates tension, and then your playing gets tight and doesn't sound good. So make sure you guys kind of keep yourselves loose and comfortable when you play. All right?
Yeah. So you guys see those tiny little commas above like after each full note?
Yes.
Those are breath marks. That's right. And when you come across a breath mark, what do? Breathe. There you go. So when you breathe in, it's a nice open breath. So and fill up your stomach. So like you're supposed to have a really big stomach, really fat tummy. So when you breathe in, huge. Ready? So when you're playing, you want to be fat. Ready?
Moral of the story.
So ready? We're gonna go through 86 again. But when you come to a breath mark, take a huge breath. Ready? So 5, 6, 7, and.
And now I'm learning trombone for jazz band. So.
This looks like why do you switch kind of like every day?
They needed people for
can't.
tuba. We didn't have enough people. So
Well, I want to play tuba. And he's switched to jazz.
You're not good enough at trombone.
Mr.
I don't understand why we always do that.
Nick was a favorite among the kids, obviously because of his hair. Spending the time with them was a great learning experience and a lot of fun, and our observations illustrated perfectly the value that the arts can have. Every day we were there, we saw these kids just light up when they walked in the classroom. A lot of them left in a much better mood than when they came in, and most of the time, they were just so happy to be there. See, that's what's so great about the arts, is they breed good attitude and positive outlook more than almost anything else. And they can boost engagement of kids from all ages in other facets of their lives, including their classes, other extracurricular activities, and even their relationships with family and friends. The arts give a lot of kids, especially lower income ones, like the Bel Air students, something to be a part of, something that makes them feel like they belong. It gives them a place to build strong, supportive bonds with their peers, and to have positive role models, not only in their directors, but also in the fellow students, which can go a long way for some kids that really don't have much positivity from most people around them.
His mission.
Okay. So our question was, is music education important? And the three of us all agree that it is pretty important, along with all of the other arts. So we want to go into the community and see how it can impact people and the importance that it can have. And I think that what we saw and the research we did really supported what we believed in the beginning. So.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good experience getting out there and talking with kids and being able to not only teach them but also kind of sit in the background and just kind of watch what happens and watch the learning occurring. And I just thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Every day when these kids would come into band, like they would have so much fun. At least at Bel Air they did, and there was one kid. His name was Gabe.
Oh,
Gabe.
And he's an orphan, and the only like real family he has is the janitor.
Yeah, like
Bel Air.
Mr. White told us that when they do
like playing and stuff, like, you know, Gabe will be having a bad day and he'll come in like crying or something or super stressed out, and then he picks up his baritone and all of a sudden day's better. I went to band and now everything's better.
And like Nick was saying with the custodian, like he said that when they do like things with the kids that involve like parents involvement, like he doesn't have any parents or anyone to do that, so there's a custodian that works at Bel Air that will sign up to do it for Gabe because there's
That's awesome.
no one else. So yeah, and he's and he doesn't really like sports. He's not very good at sports, and Mr. White says that his teachers have talked to him and that he doesn't do very well in school. He kind of struggles with his classes. So Mr. White's plan for this kid is kind of get him teach him baritone well enough that maybe he can get some scholarships and go to college for music and make something of himself. So, and I think that case of Gabe's situation is kind of a prime example of why music education is important.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily think that we learned anything different from this experience. I think more we just confirmed our own beliefs and kind of confirmed and just reassured ourselves of what our thoughts were and what our predictions were and just what was happening in the scene. And I thought it was a pretty good experience. So Rock, there you go.
All right.
Pretty good.
Yay!
So
Go.
It's never too early to think about your drum corps experience. Join Railman Drum and Bugle Corps.